Oh, it's working. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna freestyle here. This is a boring ass tutorial on how to do boring ass shit. We're gonna start off here with a multi-resolution modifier. We're also gonna get a subdivision surface modifier. Oh wow, they've got the subdivide here. There we go. Let's also do I believe a lattice modifier might help. Lattice modifier. Oh, but it doesn't kind of work, sort of. So, got this thing here. This is the angle that we're looking at it at. 0 on the numpad. And what are we doing here? We're doing boring stuff, so we're making something like a rock. That really wasn't a good idea to add a subdivision surface if that's the case, right? Because yeah, I guess just one layer of multi-res, right? We'll do that. I guess we'll go into edit mode. We'll turn on X-ray mode in order to save face. We'll remove the floor, remove the grid, give us some processing overhead. The X-ray modifier here allows us to see through all mesh, so when selecting anything, we can select everything. All right. Let's do a GX. Stress that out here a little bit. And let's grab this out here. Let's do a size Z. SZ. Let's crank that up just a bit here. That's not going to work as well as I thought it would because this is just 1 point. So let's do a GX. Like Bob Ross here. We're doing the Bob Ross. That's a pretty baby right there. Just gonna go ahead and draw some extra lines on that over here. Scrape the paintbrush over there. My afro is amazing. Forgot what I was doing already. Okay, I guess that's a good starting point for a rock, right? I mean, they're like weird, stupid shapes. Let's add another subdivision to this thing. Oh no, that's bad. That's not. Well, I guess that's cool. That's cool, right? Let's do two. That's a bit much. That's like a smooth rock. Okay, we'll do a smooth rock just for the hell of it, right? No, we don't want it. Okay, we're gonna do a smooth. I'm undecided right now. That's kind of crazy. That doesn't look cool. I don't like the way that looks. I'm probably gonna regret it later, right? So instead, let's see if we can just hit it with a simple subdivision. That'll make more sense, right? So now we got the X-ray modifier off. We'll get some solidity going in there. That doesn't look like a cool rock. So let's, I guess, 2, 3 will work. Let's grab some of this crap, then do a GY, then do a size Z, right? And then let's do this side maybe. Just kind of freestyle. No, rocks are generally kind of weird, right? It's kind of weird. Oh no, I didn't grab all of the rock. I only grabbed part of it. That's gonna come out weird. No, I made a mistake, sort of. I can go back, but I'm not going to. X-ray modifier. GZ. Just like this. That didn't work out the way I planned it. Let's do that again with the box select. Not quite sure where I'm going with this. It's kind of weird. it's also kind of weird that I can kind of like think that this is an ugly rock. Like, what makes a rock ugly? Like that's a really good question. Like, what makes a rock ugly? What makes a rock unattractive? I mean, what features would make it attractive is a better question, so that we can make a polar opposite to that and figure it out. I don't fucking know. I have no fucking clue. All right, so we got this rock here, sort of. Let's tab out edit mode. It looks not like a rock per se, because it's like a perfect smooth white thingy. So we're going to kind of shortcut everything. We're Bob Ross going on. Gonna hit the shader editor. Let's go grab some shit from the OneDrive desktop. I did not call it that. I don't know why they started calling it that. I don't like that. It's a terrible name. I don't like OneDrive. I'm not a fan. Let's grab some rock shit, right? Ambient occlusion is displacement, maybe normal. Roughness, probably not. Let's drag and drop this in here. Okay, it didn't want to go. Let's try that one more time. Maybe I'm tripping. No, I'm not tripping. Today it does not allow me to drag and drop. I have no idea why. Maybe it's because I clicked something ahead of time. Let's try it one more time. I'm pretty sure I can drag and drop. No, I can't drag and drop. That's weird. That's never happened before. Maybe I could. No, they're not letting me drag and drop into the. I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be mad. Not gonna be mad. All right, I'm lying. I'm kind of mad. Kind of mad. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm not even gonna spend any energy trying to figure out why. Just gonna fucking move on. Just gonna move on. Not be fucking mad. Even though I'm mad. Fucking mad. I'm really mad. Let's do this number here. Let's UV unwrap. It's a smart project, so we can do fancy smancy stuff. And also, let's before we get too far into this, let's make sure we remember what this is. It's gonna be a rock, because that's fun, right? Drawing rocks. Nothing beats that. I can't think of a single thing in reality that's more exciting than drawing a rock. Boring ass tutorial folder. Yeah. Let's grab this rock here. Not the preview, but just the texture. All right. We got some shiny shit going on. Some terrible seams happening. Like, that doesn't look good at all right there. Now, if I was smart, I would add an additional texture and then just kind of like mask the outsides where the rock gets all weird. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that at all. I'm not because I'm not doing smart things. I'm not doing smart things at all. We don't believe in that shit over here. No smart stuff. That seems pretty ugly too. Like, you could see it pretty well. But we're gonna pretend that we can't see it for the sake of I don't know, peace of mind. Is that what we'll call it? But yeah, like right here, you could see a clear defining line. That's not how that's supposed to be. Somebody smart would be like, you know what? You could just like generate it instead of project it from the UV, and you might be right. You might be right. Except for the horrible fucking stretching on the sides, right? We could probably fix all of these things. Could be fixed. We can even project from view to fix. But the question is do I want to fix them? Do I want to put in the effort? This is what the real question here is. And I'll tell you, because I'm not getting any I'm not getting any feedback from the scaling, but from the location, which really upsets me. Okay, well, just all right. Now, I'm not gonna get mad about a rock. Not, totally not. I'm thinking about it though. Like, I'm thinking about just crashing out. Fucking rock! absolutely terrible. It's crazy because you can do something a million times in a row, but when it comes to the important time of doing it, and then it doesn't come out correctly, it leaves a lot to question about reality. Like, why at this one point in time, when I try to do this thing that I do all the time, that it took me a million years to do it, and I did it very inefficiently. Like, all the Sims here are supremely bad, and I want to be lazy, but maybe we'll do this one right. Yeah, that's the problem right there, because let's try this right. Let me try this. Select all and hit UV unwrap, and we're not even going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to project from view, and maybe it'll go through to the other side and like kind of pull off a mirror, because that would be seamless, right? Sort of, kind of, sort of, but not really, right? From here, it's not so bad, right? So from now on, we'll just look at it from really far away and then pretend like it's perfect. Look at this perfect rock here. It's just the most perfect rock in the universe. It could do no wrong. It is just wonderful. It's shaped like some crap though. Like I could totally like, I don't know, make that. Nah, that's bad. That's really bad. That's fucking terrible. I haven't seen too many rocks in real life that is this smooth, right? So I guess we'll definitely don't want a shiny rock. That's just weird. Unless it's like obsidian or something, right? Can we even call that a rock? Do we call crystals rocks? I mean, that's a broad term. I don't even know anymore. The better question is, do I care? Probably not. Okay, now we got something that looks kind of like a rock, right? Like a really smooth rock, like one that you could like skip over the water and hit your friend in the kneecap on accident. Or at least that's what you'll tell them it was on accident. You probably did it on purpose. You're probably that one sucky friend, right? Probably not. Who knows? I don't know who you are. It's not too many people who look at the channel anyways. You probably wouldn't believe the shit that I'm saying half the times anyways. It's kind of satirical at times. Lost position mentally on what the fuck I was doing again. That was fucking dumb. Yeah, I have no idea why all of a sudden I can't drag and drop materials. So what we'll do instead, at one point in time, it was default for it to be like this. So I'm aware of how that works. Let's try a normal map. That'll be wonderful. Can I get a normal map? Normal. It's a weird name to call the vectors at which light's supposed to interact with an object normal. I mean, because I guess it is normal, but I mean, I guess I don't want to get into all of that. It's a bit philosophical. I'm thinking too much about a fucking rock. It's just a rock. There's no point to contemplate life over a goddamn rock. Unless it's like a crystal of quartz or something. And you're like a physicist, and all of a sudden you're just like, I'm gonna check to see what the vibration on this thing is. And this other rock has the same vibration, and then when I clap this one, it claps this one, they both sing at the same time. Maybe, but who sits around long enough to figure that shit out, right? What person's got the time to just be like, I want to figure out that rocks communicate with each other, and then throw it inside of a device. Then I'm going to make those devices to talk to each other. I'm going to make all types of protocols, switch binary over, all types of magical shit. I'm about that life today. I don't know who the fuck does that. It's kind of weird, to say the least, right? Weird to play with rocks. And all the time that we're playing with the rocks, just totally deny the fact that most of these things are somewhat magical. Magic, there's really no difference between the terms magic and science, because I mean, if it's magic, it's just science that you don't understand, right? If it works. If I'm saying that something's magic and I'm doing something and I can't repeat the results, then it's just stupid. But I digress, right? shit. What am I doing? Oh wait, yeah, I'm supposed to be like making this look more like a rock. So we're gonna hit it. We're gonna hit it with a good old displacement modifier, right? That looks terrible, but it looks more like a rock, though, right? This looks like some shit you find. No, I'm lying. I've never seen anything fold over on its own geometry like that. That's just fucking weird. But what I'm really trying to figure out is why the setting for this is like this. And by really trying to figure it out, what I mean is I'm not trying to figure it out at all. Just annoyed. Okay, so now we got a rock that's not so smooth, right? It looks more like a rock, right? And with the humps in it would. Oh no, that seems bad. That's a bad seam. That is awful to say the least. Did that exist before? Oh no, I think that's a product of the normal. Ew. Normal, what are you doing? What are you doing, normal? Ew. Ew, normal, ew. Oh, that's because this thing isn't hooked up to the vector of the mapping node, so it has no idea where to actually place the normal. Because since you have to do everything from scratch in this program, you have to literally understand what's going on. And anything that requires topology is, I think, like post-grad. It's kind of weird why you would need to understand the fucking universe to draw a rock, right? But hey, we're here. We're here in this program with shit like what they got in here? What's the weird? It's textures, texture based off of science, right? Because Minkowski and Varoni and all those fucking Euler and all the shit in here is like science shit, and they use the correct terms, like the way light interacts with blah blah blah, the Fresnel effect, like all of this shit is really high up there mentally, and anybody who says this program is easy is doing you a favor, because if you believe it's easy, you'll keep trying it until you figure it out, which could take years. But when they say this is easy, they're total fucking liars. There's nothing about this. This is easy. The nomenclature alone is a fucking pain, but once again, I digress. So we got our rock here that's not so shiny anymore, and I'm thinking that the normal map is not a good idea because it's ugly. It's making the light act funny, even though it was designed to make the light not act funny. Once again, I digress. So, okay, we got this rock thing going on here. I mean, that's close enough to a rock, right? Right? Kind of looks like a rock. See, if I was gonna be really snazzy about it, I would just add another shape into it, and then let's go to edit mode, and then let's add a cube or something, right? Because it's gonna have the same properties as what's in this modifier, because when you do it like this, it counts as the same object. So when you add a new object, it's the same object when you're in this mode. Edit mode specifically. So I'm gonna hit cube, right, and then I'm gonna move on the X, and instead of it being a cube, it's this thing, right, because it's the same object, and if I subdivide it up more, it's gonna look more like a sphere. I don't know where I was going with that. That's completely fucking pointless. I mean, the whole point of this tutorial is to make a fucking rock, right? We made a rock. This is the fucking rock. Ta-da! So let's take another look at it from the perspective of not as ugly as it could be. Still fucking ugly. All right. Still fucking ugly. It's a terrible rock. I did a terrible job. I apologize. It's like a terrible rock. Oh, that's bad, dude. You could have did better than that. All right. So since the rock is bad, let's I guess make everything a bit worse. We can Maybe apply another subdivision. Now we're really overdoing it, right? Because now we've got like 6,000 verts on a fucking rock. It doesn't even make any sense. It's a rock. Like, why it shouldn't have. And then it's ugly. Like, let me just no. There we go. Let's make it more smooth. Oh, now it's really stupid. Oh, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I didn't plan that. Totally didn't plan that. Okay. I guess we'll leave the rock alone because the rock is made. We'll run to the 1. We'll GZ this thing and bring it up a bit. I probably spent like 20 minutes talking about a rock, and I'm running out of VRAM apparently because of a rock. It's a bad day for me. So if we crash out here, which is a possibility, I'd like to say thank you for watching. Oh shit. Alright, so we're gonna add a modifier. We don't even need to add a modifier. Well, we're doing a lot by adding modifiers. It's probably killing the hard drive or whatever. Let's call this something, right? Let's call this plane like so, okay. We're gonna call this the ground, and we're gonna add another material. We're gonna go back to our boring textures. Let's do some groundy stuff, right? Which doesn't even make any sense because I don't even know why I'm in this folder because they won't let me import like I generally do, where I can drag and drop. I did it like 5 minutes before this tutorial came on, so I couldn't even understand why it's doing this. But you know, whatever. Add a texture setup. Send me somewhere that I don't want to fucking be. Spend way too long drawing up the desktop. Let's do, I guess this one. Albedo for that. Slam that in there. Let's get some draws there. Well, what are we on the tries? We're on 300 verts. Okay, so we'll edit into the subdivision of, I guess we'll do like a decent number of like, I don't know, 6. That's probably not enough. Let's do, how many verts are we at? 64. Let's do 14. Alright, and let's get an overall vert number. 642, that's not bad, right? It's not bad until it crashes at least. We'll do this one more time at 2. That's good enough. Okay, so got this bullshit ass grass, and turn up the roughness a bit. Cause shiny grass and shiny dirt, it's just amazing, right? Cause I mean, we go around the forest just randomly finding a small plot to turn into art and then pouring epoxy all over it. Oh goodness gracious. I do kind of want to do something to this though, right? I want to make this not as uniform because uniform is not real. I think is this randomized, right? And we should be able to get like a map. It's got a map. No. It's this number of 0.1 is kind of big, right? Because who wants a 0.1? We got to get smaller than that. Oh, that's it's too small. Let's do a 0.7 maybe. Yeah, a little non-uniformity, right? We just need a little. We don't need too much. This is bad because this should be like, I guess on the Y. I'm trying to rotate on the Y. I mean, if we were really smart about it, we would turn it into a rigid body and do like a little physics drop real quick, and then as it lays, it would look extremely natural. But That would require me to try to do something. We don't want to try to do that. I've got things that I need to save that try for. I'm working on some things that I find to be important, but we know how that works. We know exactly how the fuck that shit works. Ugh. 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 Okay, so we got some ground, and then we got a rock. Cause this how it will look outside the viewport, sort of. Except for this smeary thing, I would have to like use a mask and then paint another rock texture on top of where the intersects are at, and then it will look really nice. But I'm not gonna do that. so, so I guess next we got a little bit of dirt, we got a rock, we got little stuffies here. Let's add in I guess we tried this last time. It did not work out properly. Is that vector normal? Wrong, because it's supposed to be normal map, not vector normal. Yeah, here we go. Got our normal map. We're gonna pull our vector from the original mapping node. Bink. We can also change the color space. We might be able to get some better outputs. Might use ACES. We hear ACES is good. Go ahead and slam that into the color because it's the right color. How'd that look? Yeah, I would argue that that's not necessarily better. Not really better. Not really better. Not really better. Alright, it's decent enough though. Whatever. We'll work with that, and then we'll drop in I guess displacement for the sake of No, we don't got to displace that. That'd be unnecessary. We just did that. Like we did it the manual way, and it turned out to be decent enough. I mean, because I could explain this, but I'm not. Nah, I'm not gonna explain it. I'm gonna move on. So let's I guess since the tutorial of making a rock is already done, so we'll go a little deeper and take a long time, really long time. We'll go a little deeper. And realize that the other part of the tutorial is completely missing. Did I say I was going to import? Did I say that? Because I mean, I could swear that I'm missing like a whole folder here. I'm totally missing a folder. Oh, jeez, Louise. Yeah, I'm missing a folder. 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 Oh yeah, missing a folder. Missing a folder. I'm totally missing a folder. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Am I an object? Where is this even located? Is this the right folder? Got so much shit in here. What the fuck? Yeah, it's a decent. I can use something out of here. Ugh, crap. So much shit. Let's do this. Let's do this right here. Let's do this right here. Let's do this right here. Let's do that. Oh God, that's terrible. Let's drop that here, right? Let's Yeah, back in the day, the original Blender, it was like this, where you couldn't just drag and drop things. I don't know why it's doing that right now, but I wish it stopped. Let's make sure it doesn't kill the VRAM, right? Yeah. There's no need to GZ. Let's go 7. 7 is top view, and then GY maybe, and then we can let's be lazy about it and just size the whole thing. Yeah, because that's where the picture's at. That's where the picture's at. GY. Show me the monies, honeys. Right there, right there. Need to make it a little bigger so that, you could not touch the rock. So the rock was the main part of the tutorial. We did that already though. Congratulations again to us for making a fucking rock. Because rocks are awesome. Rocks are way awesome. It's the most awesomest things ever. Totally love a rock. Why did it just load up a normal map? Ew. Anyways, drop the texture on this bad boy. Image texture. Hit the node wrangler. That literally saves me like 20 minutes because it takes me so long to like drop a map and node with a texture coordinate. And it would have made more sense to just save the output and then copy and paste it later for other nodes, but I never did that. I just kept doing everything over again from scratch like an idiot. So I mean, I don't do what I did. It's not a smart thing to do, especially when it takes so long to get a project started that by the time that you actually get it started, you don't even want to do it anymore. So yeah, don't do what I did. Please don't do what I did. It's bad. I guess we could run a displacement. Do we have one? I don't trust that. It's an EXR file, but it's fucking red. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. I'm just gonna drop the 2K texture on there. It doesn't look good because the roughness is down. It makes a shiny tree. Like we wrapped it in saran wrap or something. Ugh. Add the metallic like everything else. Give it a little darkness. Darkness ass. Darkness ass. Okay. We're doing. So now we got a monstrosity because in order to make this look correct, we want to like set up some boundaries and then allow the ground texture to merge in with these textures as far as the normal. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to do that shit. And this is where the tutorial is gonna stop. I showed you how to make a rock, and I showed you how to copy some shit that you didn't have to draw in their spaces somewhere. I'm not a fan of where this rock's looking right here. I'm not liking that. I don't like that at all. Right? Let's do that. Let's drop. Let's do some weird shit. Am I in Eve or Cycles? I'm in Eve. Drop some ray tracing. That looks terrible. Yeah, but in order for this to look proper, either you will have to take the ground texture and mix it in and then mask on the bottom of all of the parts that touch, or either use proximity in order to make the normals match, or use I think there's some modifiers that does that as well. But once again, I'm not going to do that. I'll only be doing that for projects that I'm going to use for something. I'm not going to use this for anything. Last but not least, let's see if we exist after this, because we might not. Let's go to sky texture. This is not a good sky texture. I already know it. What do we run at? 3.8 gigs of VRAM? That's awful. Are we in Eve? Yeah, we'll stay in Eve just in case. So we'll hit that so we can get some sun. Looks terrible. Looks completely awful. That looks really bad. I generally use an entire actual sky texture. See, it looks better because the light comes off of those. Or even if you use an environmental map, it generally has like really good light reflections. Looks really neato. This shit right here, you can actually make things equally as good with the built-in sky textures. So, man, I guess I got no bad words about it. I am worried about the dirt here, though. Maybe the normal should be released. Yeah, that normals, but trash. Get off. Yeah. No normals today. We're not reflecting light properly at all. It is what it is. Now, if I was gonna get really fancy with this, I would just open up the geometry node editor and then go crazy and then like allow all these parts to make something similar to the world. But I'm not gonna do that either. Yeah, not gonna do that either. Let's do this number here though, right? So I'm gonna go Alt D instead of Shift D. Get something like an instance going on here. A little rotation. That's not safe. Let's rotate on an axis so that we can. Yeah, man. Yeah. Let's do this. GY. Yeah. What are we at, like 2.6? 2.6? I'm doing that all day. This way. This way will work, right? Rotate on the X slightly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, tacos. Yeah, I love tacos. I don't really like tacos like that. I do. Never mind. I like tacos. They're decent. Decent tacos. Decent tacos. Tacos are decent. Decent tacos. Decent tacos. Pizza. Ice cream. Big booty strippers on ice. Big booty strippers. Not the police ice, but like literal ice. Like, okay, so now we have like some completely useless shit. It's not completely useless. You can use it for things. You can bring down the poly count. Maybe use it for a video game or something. Because I mean, this is acceptable for a game if you're trying to save like some processing power on lower end systems. But if you got the energy to push and the skills to optimize, it wouldn't even make any sense to do that. It would be way better to make the normals. Or even if you don't want to do the normals, you could just turn it into a texture alone by making the normal thing and then reapplying the textures is like your own. So this is the last step here for this somewhat not really a tutorial. I'm going to see if we can draw this in a better light per se. We're gonna hit the compositor node, right? Not the compositor node, compositor editor. We're gonna go up here and tell the camera that it's about the compositor. And then we're going to try the thing that makes everything look a little bit more real. Let's do a what am I looking for? Looking for a lens. Oh yeah, lens distortion. Back that up a little bit. Ugh. Now we got like real life curvature. Makes a lot more sense. And then we can also hit the Fitbit. We don't have to. Okay, what else was I gonna do? I'm gonna look at the camera. The camera is what we're looking at, and we're going to let's see the camera. We're at the depth of field. We're gonna get nasty with this. We're gonna get real nasty. Ugh. F-stop. It's a bit better. And in order to get a realistic view on all the mess up stuff, we're going to bring down the ratio a little bit. That way we can pull down the jagged lines. Just enough to pull down the jagged lines. Just enough. Just enough. Just enough. All right, that's not it's not working out the way I would like it to. It's fine. Let's see if we remove the object and give a actual focus number. We're not. No one would actually be focused on the tree. That doesn't even make any sense. The rock is the focus because that is the focus that we determined it should be. And last but not least, please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. If it doesn't blow up, we have successfully made it to the end. Alright, and once the samples are done and it's done drawing, I'm going to go back to being depressed and miserable about things that actually don't matter. Like devices breaking and then me having to spend 15 minutes to fix them. And instead of being happy about the fact that I completely understand how to maintenance these devices and I don't have to spend any money or time sending devices elsewhere to get them fixed, and I should be happy about that, but instead I'm going to gripe about the smallest infractions. I'm going to bitch and I'm going to moan and I'm going to complain, and then I'm going to be happy and make jokes, and I'm going to be emotionally unstable for all of 5 minutes, and then I'm going to return to normal. That's how that's going to work out. See, now if drugs and alcohol were in play, I'm pretty sure I would not have time to think about any of that shit. I would just be like, I'm happy because I am fucked up. But can't afford to do that. It's things in life that have to be done. Knowledge has to be acquired and then made applicable. Thanks for showing up. I've been me. You've been you. And maybe next time. I totally stole that from Default Q. Totally fucking stole that. I'm sorry, dude. I won't do it again. I'm probably going to delete this. I'm doing a lot of yapping. It's probably like 20, 30 minutes. How long is it? It's been 43 minutes. Wow. Me drawing a fucking rock. On my Bob Ross. You see me. Look at that right there. Just add a little bit of color over here.